Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Belfast ahead of Paddy Barnes versus Jay Harris. But on the undercard, we've got an exciting prospect, Paddy Donovan, with his trainer and manager. Everyone knows who you are, Andy Lee. Before we talk about anything else, Andy, just break down this kid's amateur career, because I looked him up there on the internet. I couldn't believe what I read. It was like 125 fights, 65 wins, or something like along them lines.
Well, legend has it.
Legend has it.
166 fights, 161 wins. Only really lost to a couple of guys, and 13 national titles, world silver medal, European gold medal, everything. Like, compete at the highest level as an amateur, and he's a privilege to train, to be associated with. Outside the gym, he's a very nice young man, gentleman. People are attracted to him. He's charismatic, but inside the ring, he's a weapon. That's the main thing, and has all the attributes to have a big future. Big puncher, fast, skillful, tricky, and he has that little thing that you can't teach in terms of he can find a punch, or he can have like kind of special moments in fights. I've seen it, and in spars since we started working together. So yeah, the future's big for him. He just has to keep his feet on the ground, take it one fight at a time. Even it's very hard to do with me being the hype man.
You're a good hype man, I'll give you that.
But look, I've never been high on a young fighter. It's like the only reason I got involved back into boxing. I was happy. I was retired, happy. I had no intention of getting back into it in this kind of level. And then Paddy came along, and I could have been like, it was now, or I could have waited another 20 years for someone to come along who excited me. So that's it, and it's a bonus that we get on so well. So yeah.
Good stuff. Well, Paddy, over to you. I mean, when you hear somebody like Andy Lee, who's been trained under guys like Emanuel Steward, Adam Booth, he's a former world champion, been in with the best, beating the best, some of the best. When you hear words like that coming out of his mouth, does that add pressure to you in coming ahead of your pro debut?
That's the way he's talking there right now. But as I said, we're very excited for our career. We've joined up together, and everything is going so good right now in the training. And the two of us, our friendship is very strong at the moment, and we worked hard for this fight, so we're ready to fight now, you know.
You signed with Top Rank. I mean, I read that Bob Arams thinks you're a good-looking man. He says you're the best-looking boxer since Muhammad Ali. Did he ever say that about you, Andy?
He would on the brand, he's nice.
No.
So what's your thoughts on Bob Aram when obviously he's giving you that compliment?
It's a big compliment to be getting. If he thinks I'm the full package, well, I'm hoping I'm the full package outside and inside the ring, you know.
Good stuff. Well, Andy, I mean, I've been asking a lot of questions when I come, when I'm doing IFL TV stuff. I cover a lot of the Irish fighters and obviously the Scottish fighters, North England and whatnot. But with Paddy Donovan, I heard he was on the card. Obviously, I've got to do my research and stuff. And everyone I was talking to is saying the kid can bang. I mean, are we expecting a stoppage come Friday night?
That's the expectancy. It's good to win. It's nice to win, but no, it's like a cherry on top. Getting the KOs. Emanuel Steward's philosophy. You know, in Kronk, you won. If you won, no matter how well you won, if you went back to the gym the next day, oh, how'd you get on? No, it wasn't. If you got a knockout, you were getting a clap on the back. You know, it was. But it's Paddy's first experience of a professional ring, so he's not going to be going out there. My advice to him will be not to go out there and go for the kill straight away. Feel yourself in there, find yourself in there, be comfortable in there, and then when you're ready, take the man out.
That's the plan, really.
That's the plan. Yeah.
Keep their boxing, and at the end, maybe a good shot will come that'll take him out.
You're up against somebody. I looked at his record. I mean, for a debut, he's a tough opponent. Like 27 wins, 21 knockouts, not only the 9 losses. I mean, for a debut, especially for a 20-year-old, you still haven't got your man strength, I don't think, have you? You're still growing and whatnot. So to face somebody like that, I mean, it's a tough ask.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. As I said, Andy's starting me high, we're starting fast, and we're confident in what we can do together, and we're confident in our ability. And as I said, we prepared very well for this fight, and just looking forward to the fight. I hope it goes to plan.
You see much of him being, as you are the trainer, the manager as well. Yeah. You see much of this kid?
I don't foresee it being any problem with Paddy. Paddy is in a top level amateur, fighting at the highest level for his whole life. He's sparring with undefeated fighters, and so why should he be going in there with a complete journeyman or bum, you know? And your talent dictates how fast you can move. But in saying that, there's no rush with Paddy as well. That he's only 20 years old. He won't be in his prime for another at least 4 years, I'd say. And he's already ahead of the game in terms of where he should be as a debutant. But look, we won't make a mistake with him. We're going to take our time with him, let him get seasoned, get experience, and let him fulfill his potential.
When you see somebody with Paddy's, I'll ask both of you this question. With somebody like your amateur pedigree, Paddy, we do see some guys that turn pro get that little bit of faster. I mean, Lomachenko is an exception, obviously, for what he did, but a good friend of mine, Josh Taylor, became world champion in his 14th fight. He had an outstanding amateur career. You said you're not going to rush him, but how do you match somebody like Paddy? And if you're not going to rush him, but you've got him this tough opponent to start off with, and his amateur career is what it is.
As I said, your talent dictates, and sometimes you can't hold somebody back. If they're good enough, they're young enough, or old enough. You know, you look at Josh Kelly, who's been not been moved fast, but moved in the right way. That's the old-fashioned way of doing things. You fight guys with winning records, good records, but you know your fighter is very capable of beating them. You know. It's not impressive to beat somebody with 5 wins and 27 losses. No one's going to turn their head for that. But if Paddy Donovan's fighting a guy with, twice as many wins as a loss in his debut, then people are going to sit up and take notice. And his talent dictates how fast he moves and how he holds up. And if he's struggling, then we leave. And he's 20 years old, but he won't be struggling.
As a 20-year-old, you'll probably want to be world champion tomorrow.
I'd love a shot at it right now, but as I said, I'm young at the moment. I'm still only 20, and we have time. Time is on our side, 23, 24, 25 for a world title. Many years left.
What weight class are you going to campaign at?
Welterweight. It's going to be the weight, 147 pounds.
Outside the heavyweight division, that's the money division as well. So it seems like every step you're making, you're doing everything right. Welterweight, turning pro, Andy Lee and whatnot. But as well, obviously turning pro, you're out on Friday, but you're obviously going to look to stay busy, rack up some wins.
We're out Friday, and then we're out again the 16th of November in Glasgow, and then maybe the end of January, and then we've one more then in St. Patrick's Day in New York. So
you're coming to Glasgow, Matt. There you go, my home country.
Glasgow.
Yeah, I'm sure the jocks will like you, especially if you've put in a performance. I mean, Andy, as well, go back to you. I mean, you're retired 2 years ago, I think.
Almost 2 years.
But you've obviously, some of the guys that you've had train you, Emanuel Steward, and obviously Adam Booth and them too. I mean, what kind of sort of experience have you taken from them to now become a coach yourself and pass on to Paddy?
I'm hopefully taking the best of both, and to be honest with you, both guys there wasn't much bad about either one. They both were very similar in a lot of ways, but also completely different as well, Emanuel and Adam. And I hopefully can blend both styles of coaching and approach to training and fighting, and in the midst of doing that, find my own style and my own identity as a coach. But I would say I'm definitely taking from that Kronk, Emanuel Steward attitude, and a lot of the smaller things like the tricks and the setups that Emanuel taught me. But in terms of technique, I would say it's and the kind of physicality of the training, it's definitely along the lines of Adam Booth in terms of sitting low, rolling your head after your shots, and exiting low. So that's it. But I'm learning as Paddy's learning, because I'm still a young coach myself. Yeah. My first fighter, and we'll both learn and grow together.
I mean, like I said, you've been trained. You're not getting itchy knuckles to come and make a comeback. Is that not, you've seen some young kid like Paddy coming through. You're sparring him, beating him up.
No, those days are past, and I'm happily retired. And I can live vicariously through Paddy now.
That's what we're going to do. Okay, Paddy. Obviously, what's it like having your debut now in Belfast? I mean, you've obviously heard about the Belfast crowd, especially this Ulster Hall. I've been here like 5 times for shows. It's unbelievable. So, what kind of atmosphere are you expecting?
I'm excited to fight in Ireland, in Belfast. A lot of my fights will be in America, so any chance we get to fight in Ireland, we'll take it. I've never been to Belfast at the Ulster Hall. I've never even been inside the door, but I hear a lot of talk about it. So I'm looking forward to it. Here the crowd is very electric inside, so I'm ready this time for
ready to rock and roll. You mentioned St. Patrick's Day next year, and I think that's Mick Collins been booked there for the next 3 years. I think I've been there all the time with Mick, so if you're over there, I'm going to come over. Definitely St. Paddy's Day. With you, Mick, and Andy Lee, I'm definitely going to be there. You excited about that? Obviously, United's fighting out in the States.
That's
I mean, you've fought in the States many a times, Andy, haven't you?
Yeah, I fought there, and it's like nothing else, especially on St. Patrick's Day in New York, and that's where his talent needs to be. And that's where one of the reasons I got involved with Paddy, and the reasons I'm sure Top Rank got involved with him, is that he has a talent that he can hold up England, Ireland, anywhere in the world, and especially America, because we've seen in recent years. It's great being good in this side of the world, but when you step up and go to America, it's a different level. The competition in the gyms there, it's so deep, you know. The talent pool in America that not a lot of the guys can hold up there. So that's what Paddy has to aim for. You know, it's just Paddy's ambition to compete on the highest level.
Obviously, like I said, I was asking a lot of people around Ireland and stuff like that about Paddy. Everyone's singing his praises and that, but he's obviously a talented kid, Andy. He's got everything going for him. But I asked this with Devin Haney to Eddie Hearn a couple of weeks ago when he fought at Madison Square Garden. Being that Devon's only 20 years old, what do you expect from Devon? He said he's possibly being a 3-4 weight world champion. Being that he's only 20, he's still growing, like I said. Is that the sort of expectations you're hoping, maybe a multi-weight world champion?
Look, let's just get the first win out of the way. That's the way.
I don't add any more pressure
that's
to
the
you.
main thing. Just get the first fight out of the way. Let him have the first 10 fights. Then start thinking about that. You know, Devin Haney's a lot further down the line. Paddy's only going to take his first step, and it's a completely different experience. And so he has to just take his first step and then find himself within that world and then go ahead to it. So
definitely. What can the fans, the Belfast crowd, expect from you on Friday night then?
I'm just, as I said, I'm looking forward to it, and I heard I was talking to a couple of people today about it. I heard the crowd's going to be electric there. Has been previous, so just ready for it, as I said, and just can't wait to fight right now.
You're going to get a show in Limerick?
We'd love it, yeah, we'd love it. I fought there maybe 4 times in my career and they were always sellouts. And Paddy's profile is building nicely now, at home and in the Republic. Yeah, his name is like within boxing circles. His name's been ringing around for years. You know, now it's about time to cross over, and he has that appeal because he can fight and he's not bad looking, as Bob Arum said.
Yeah, I can vouch for that, man. The camera normally does something, but
that's it, yeah. So we're building a good team. He's got Jason Quigley in the gym now, who he's sparring regularly.
He's from County O'Mine, Donegal. So
yeah, we've got Rob McKeever, assistant coach, Carl O'Grady, and his dad has been very close with us. So Martin Donovan. So yeah, we're building a good team. Oh no, I can call on Adam Booth or Sugar Hill or Joe Gamash. All of my coaches throughout my career, I'm still in touch with all of them. So there's a lot of experience, and a nice little touch for this fight. He's going to have Eamon McGee in his corner working the cutman. So that's another Southpaw world champion in the corner doing the cuts. Hopefully there'll be no cuts, but just good
don't ruin that face.
Just to have that experience in the corner, you know, it's.
That must be something that you're a good boxer, because you've still got the looks.
For now, anyway. I hope it holds up. But
no cauliflower ears on it.
No, bent noses like the rest of us. But guys, I'm looking forward to fight night. But thanks for doing this, Five Film TV.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thanks
very much, man. Good luck.